Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Last night, I cooked a vegetable lo mein for dinner. And my wife told me that she would like to have chicken on top of it. And she said that she would have the chicken to cook in the style that we once had in a restaurant. She told me that the chicken is cooked in a light barbecue sauce and is slightly charred. After she described to me, I start to get some idea how I could achieve the way she would like it. One thing I really enjoy how I cook is its efficiency. However, the nutritional value of the meal is equally important. I want to cook all my meal in less than 30 minutes using all fresh ingredients with minimum amount of processed food. And this is the reason I designed my fast cooking system. The word fast is the acronym for flavor chasing, advanced prepping, stir frying, and template-based cooking. Would you like to be able to cook chicken from scratch anytime you want? And to go from the freezer to the wok in 10 minutes and have the dish cook in another 5 minutes? Well, this is what my fast cooking system designed to do. And one of the key aspects of the fast cooking system is advanced prepping. It turned out that advanced prepping is critical for sustainability in home cooking. If you can have chicken anytime you want, and to be able to cook it exactly the way how you like it, in the same amount of time for you to get fast and processed food, I guarantee that you will decide that you might as well cook it yourself, because it's not only going to taste better, and more importantly, it is better for you. And you also not only save money, but you also save the environment. So first thing first, we need some chicken. So the question you might have is that how are we going to have chicken to go from freezer to the wok in 10 minutes? Okay, so for cooking this dish, I'm going to use some chicken breast. So without advanced prepping, this is what you have to do. First, you need to thaw out some frozen chicken breast. Well, if you leave it out on the countertop, it probably will take about a couple hours. Or you can thaw it out in the microwave oven. Then you will run the risk of affecting the quality of the chicken breast. Of course, the next step, you still have to cut them up. And all this will take you at least 1 to 2 hours before you can start to cook. Well, this is not for me. If I have to do this, I will say I'm not going to cook tonight. I probably will go into the freezer and rummage around to see what I have. Or I pick up the phone and call for a carry-out order. So to solve this problem, I have developed a way to prep chicken in advance. And the idea is very simple. First of all is that you cut up the chicken in advance before you freeze them. So here I purchased 5 pounds of chicken. Instead of put the entire package in the freezer, I separate them and cut them up. I cut them to the size just right for stir frying. And now this might seem a lot of work. However, it is well worth the time. First of all, it makes cooking dinner far more efficient. And secondly, it is more conducive for you to cook. Instead of spending 1 to 2 hours to prepare a meal, you will only need a fraction of this time. And it is more fun and enjoyable. The next part of advanced prepping of the chicken is to come up with a system that you can thaw them out rapidly. And that could be easily achieved if you freeze the chicken in a thin layer. In here, I freeze 8 ounces of chicken in a Ziploc sandwich bag. And I spread the chicken out more or less in a single layer. So when I put the chicken in a bowl of lukewarm water, and there is maximum surface area for the chicken to come into contact with the water. And this is the reason why the chicken could be thawed out in 10 minutes. I have a video that you can take a look at about this advanced prepping system for chicken. So for dinner, I remove a packet of chicken which has 8 ounces in it. It is thawed out in a sink of warm water in about 10 minutes. And to create this restaurant-style chicken, I first add 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. The cornstarch has 2 purposes. The first is to create a thin, crispy breading on the surface of the chicken. And the second purpose is to keep the chicken moist and tender. And to create a light charring on the surface of the chicken, I'm going to use this Tim's Black Market Rub. I choose to use this seasoning mainly for convenience. It contains different types of seasoning agents as well as sugar. And after mixing everything up, I'm ready to cook. In order to create the desired outcome, I'm going to shallow fry the chicken in my 14-inch Cucina stainless steel wok. To do this, I'm going to start out with about 2 tablespoons of canola oil. I heat up the oil and I use my spot seasoning method to season the wok. And if you are not familiar with this method, you can take a look at this video, and it works really well in creating a non-stick cooked surface on the stainless steel wok. This wok has a relatively large flat surface area, makes it behave like a mini frying pan. Next, I lay out the chicken on the surface of the wok into a thin layer. And I use a pair of long-handled tongs to spread them out. The long-handled tongue is very handy. If you don't have one, you definitely should get one. As you can see here, the Cucina 14-inch stainless steel wok with a large flat surface area work very well under this kind of cooking situation. Because the chicken has been thinly sliced, cooking them takes very little time. In about 60 seconds, I'm ready to flip the chicken over and to cook the other side. You can use the tongue to gently nudge the chicken. And if the chicken still sticks to the surface of the wok, you know it is not quite ready for turning over. As you can see here, the cornstarch will create a light crispy breading, whereas the sugar will cause the chicken to become caramelized. And charring will occur once you cook them for a period of time. At this point, you should turn down the heat. As you can see here, the chicken is very nicely charred, almost as they have been grilled. By this point, I have decided the chicken is sufficiently charred for my preference. I start to use the tongue to stir fry them. You notice that some of the chicken might actually have stuck to the bottom of the wok, and it have left some residues. And to remove the residues, I'm going to use my spot cleaning method by adding a small amount of water. You want to make sure not to add too much water. This might affect the flavor of the chicken. If you just add small amount of water, it will dissolve the burnt material, and you can use the wok spatula to detach them. This will clean the wok, but it will also add the flavor back to the dish. The spot cleaning method truly is a win-win situation. To create a light teriyaki flavor, I'm going to use a Korean barbecue sauce that I have on hand. This is more of an Asian flavor barbecue sauce, as in comparison to the traditional barbecue sauce flavor. And my wife prefers this flavor much better in the lo mein. The chicken is already cooked. All I have to do is to mix the contents. And finally, I garnish the dish with some chopped scallions. This dish is very quick to cook. The cook time is a little bit over 5 minutes. And then I transfer the content in the wok on top of the vegetable lo mein that I have cooked earlier. Cooking the chicken separately will give them distinct flavor and texture. My wife really enjoyed the chicken, and she thought that I did a pretty good job. It has a nice crispy breading with a great char flavor. And she really liked the Korean barbecue sauce. So as you can see, this is an application of my fast cooking system with flavor chasing, advanced prepping, stir frying, and template-based cooking. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. And I will see you tomorrow.